Hey y'all, how you doing? How you feeling? How's your day been? We're back with another episode of Mutual Intentional Love.
Yeah.
I'm Takara, and this is my husband.
Kylan, what's good, y'all?
And as y'all, I hope know, because that would mean you watched last week's episode,
Yeah.
hubby said that he wants to talk about working with your spouse.
Yes. Yes, I
Why?
do.
Why do you want to talk about it?
Because, that is one of those things that can be a deal breaker in relationships. It's a big deal. It's one of those things that could be a make or break type of deal.
Okay.
So you have to tread lightly. When you're working with your significant other, you have to make sure that the relationship stays at the forefront,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because with mutual intentional love, it is about our love at its core.
Mm-hmm.
But as we have discussed, it is expanding. It is an actual business. It is something that requires actual work. It is something that we need to work on together because it is a joint venture.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that represents us both. It is something that needs to have input from both of us in all aspects. So there's never a time where you see something from mutual intentional love that hasn't had both of our touches on it.
Yeah.
So everything that you see, we create together. We have designed together. We have worded together, even down to the simplest things of what font to choose and the way things look and what we choose to post and when we choose to post. All of these things we decide together as we have built mutual intentional love from the ground up with our mutual intentional love as the foundation, which is what led me to want to talk about that today because excuse me, that has been an amazing experience on a whole.
I agree.
Now, that's not to say
I don't like how you said now.
because again, that's not to say that that is always the case because we're here to be real with everybody.
Always.
We're here to be real with the people. We are here to talk about all things, all aspects, all topics, and we're not going to shy away from anything. We never put out the perception of perfection. I don't like that.
Right.
I have never liked the perception of perfection that people are constantly putting forward. And that's just not the reality. What makes our love so beautiful is that it is able to be all things and remain positive and good at its core at all times throughout all of our interactions. We can still make sure that our love is at the forefront of everything we do.
Definitely. It made me think about the one time I, really, in the beginning, early on, told you that even being, I don't know what I would have been upset about in the beginning, but somehow we must have had some type of an example because I said to you, even being, upset or mad at you, it just, I still love you so much. Love is at the forefront.
Yeah.
Whereas I have experienced in my past where it's if I'm mad or upset, it's ugh. I'm just
For sure.
thoughts that shouldn't be thought. And that's never ever the case.
And knock if you buck. No.
Right, exactly. Let's fight.
Square up.
Exactly. Whereas it's I'm a lover, not a fighter now.
Yeah, man. That's so beautiful, babe. I love that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
And
you're
for
welcome.
you. Right, no, you're welcome. You should love that for you.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah.
And with that, we can start with the design process.
You were ready for this, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because what does that typically look like? Let's from your perspective, what does the design process typically look like?
Well, the first thought that came to my mind was um, moments where it's like, well, let me do it. I want to like let me just see like what like how it would just the app itself, like how it works, like the choices, and it's like no, no, I'm doing the designing, and then I give my input. But just let me do it. Let me see. Were you looking for more than that?
I was just making sure you were done before I want you
No,
to
yeah.
give your perspective
That's my perspective.
on the design process.
Mm-hmm.
For me, as I have stated, I am an artist. So I have always had a very particularity about my art. I am a perfectionist with certain things. I
Same.
am, and you see that same. That's one of those things where you have to be careful of. You have to be so mindful of these now new joint ventures where design for me had always been something that was a solitary activity.
Mine. Mm-hmm.
Yes, solely. It is my creation, my creative expression, my vision. It is me creating. And that is one of my zones where that's my happy place. Like a lot of people have their thing that's just theirs. Like the kitchen is also one of my zones. Like I don't like people moving around in my spaces. What is mine is mine. To have that complete reign and control over the area. And that is my comfort zone. That is where I'm comfortable, where I can lock in and do what I do because it's what I do. It's something that I've always had an affinity for. It's something that I had a high aptitude at doing. So with that being the case, when I'm doing it, I like to do it and then I present the finished product. But that's something that has required growth within me and change to where I can now compromise. I can now bring in the outside input on what something I started out designing to where it now has my wife's input on it. It now has her touches put on it. These are subtle changes and shifts and updates to where now we've gotten to a place where we can have that back and forth collaborative design where it's something that we truly are working on together, not me fully creating it and then look at what I made, wife. Isn't it so pretty?
Yeah.
That because that was the start of it. That was the mindset behind it where I like this is yes, this is something I'm good at. Like I can get in my bag with this and I can just show my wife how amazing I do what I do.
Yes.
And so that I was excited to do that.
Yeah.
I was excited now that we're designing things and we need designs and posts and all of these wonderful things. Like, yeah, man, let me do that.
Right.
Let me do that. This is what I do. I'm a graphic designer. I'm an artist. I can create all of these wonderful, beautiful designs. Let me go ahead and do that.
Yes. But then
it's the realization this is mutual.
Yes. So when you
intentional
would
love.
show me those designs, and then I would say, "Oh, well, what if we do this?" And it's like,
Devastation! Complete and utter devastation. It's a travesty.
right,
You hate it.
like, wait a minute, like what? Um, I was showing you, look at what I did, and then had the nerve to even ask, like, what do you think, or but it's just supposed to be like, oh, I love it, and that's the end of it.
Yes. And that was so hard for me to be like, yo, what is happening? What? You mean this is not perfect? I spent the time creating this. I had the vision. I made it look exactly how I thought it should look, to where I was pleased with the outcome. And then now I'm so excited. It's done. It's finished. I'm going to show my wife. Look, babe. Look what I did. Look at it.
Yeah.
Isn't it great? Isn't it so great? Don't you love it as much as I love it?
I know, but you would actually ask me a specific question, because whatever it was, and then I would answer, and then you didn't like the answer, and I said, well, why did you even ask?
Because, it's something that I thought was good, and I wanted to make sure you thought it was good as well. Watch the last episode. Am I correct? So,
Aww.
I want to run these things
Aww.
by you and make sure,
Yeah.
we're on the same page with it. And then, as I'm showing her this, she's looking at us like, yeah, this is good, but this could maybe be this, and also this. Like, what's your thought process behind this? Why did you choose that? And so then it's like internal chaos. Like, the systems are on high alert. Everything is now on fire.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? This is not how this goes. So now I'm thrown off balance with now having to contend with this joint creative venture and learning how to be a better collaborator, learning how to be a better coworker, learning how to share my space. That was still something that was kept solely as my space, that I had to learn how to let you into that world.
Right.
Let you share a space that I have never shared with anyone in my life.
Right.
So that within itself was something very interesting, and it was something that we would run into these moments in trying to create something beautiful that was about our mutual intentional love, where it's now creating friction, because we're at odds with something, and which is foreign, because we're usually not. We're usually aligned and on the same page with everything that we do. So when we run into something that's new, in jointly and individually, it's something that we had to learn and grow from into a new version that is peaceful and more positive, and to where we do have that balance, to where now, I have even shared my tools to where she can now experiment with creating on the same platforms that I would use to create. So there are some things.
I don't know how you do it though. Like, that's really what. Excuse me, but that's just like what I wanted to see. Like, I wanted. I like. Which is, yeah. I mean, you do an amazing job, truly, and but being like, not but. I just wanted to see the app and what choices there are, and like how to add what I thought I could add. But it was like, I don't even know what's happening here.
Yeah, and that was a struggle for me, because it was a little bit one of those like Wizard of Oz moments. Now you can see behind the curtain. Before I just gave the magic.
Yeah.
Now you see the work that goes into creating that magic.
Yeah.
And that's a different thing. And it's also a point ego again
Mm-hmm.
that goes into it, to where it's a point of pride that I had. There's something that I had pride in, something that I took pride in,
Mm-hmm.
something that I knew only I could do. And this is now something that I was now able to do for my wife, which was something that I knew I was good at, and now I could now share and give this gift to my wife,
Mm-hmm.
to where now it's in a space to where it could potentially be something to where you could outgrow the need for me to do what I do if you're capable of doing it yourself,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that was hard for me to contend with
Mm-hmm.
and reach a place of peace and finally say, you know what, just go with the flow as we have done with
Mm-hmm.
everything else, and everything just aligns
Yeah.
and it becomes, it's much more peaceful for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We've reached a place where we can now have these creative discussions
Mm-hmm.
where we can go in and I can make edits that you suggest, things that we might do differently, and usually, which is often the case, my wife is correct. It does look better. It is something that is nice. Now, there are those moments where, you know what? You are right, babe. It did look better before. Let's go ahead and switch that back. That also happens.
That's true.
So that's something that is so beautiful
That's
that
so
we've
true.
reached a place where that's possible for us.
Yeah.
Because it was something that was difficult in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
for me especially, for all of the reasons I just stated.
Mm-hmm. I'll always need you. Yeah.
So, that's something to be mindful of when you're working with your spouse.
Yes.
You have to make sure that the love stays in the forefront,
Mm-hmm.
because it can be very easy to slip into that pattern of business mindset to where you're not looking at them as your spouse. You're not looking at them as your significant other. You are looking at them as your coworker. And as anyone that works with others knows, there are times and moments where your coworker is somebody you just cannot stand. Like, why are you over here in my area? Why are you touching my things? Why are you giving input that was not asked for or needed? And it just drives you insane. So you
We
have to
try to say
make
that.
sure you remember that this is not your coworker. This is your life partner. This is your spouse. This
Mm-hmm.
is your loved one. So you have to interact with them in a way that reflects that.
Mm-hmm.
It should always be an interaction that reflects their position in your life.
Yeah.
And not just, it's time to get down to business. This is only business. I'm not your man here. This is business. This is what we're doing. And that's never a situation that it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people do fall into that space and that mindset to where it's something business oriented. They have a tendency to have that shift in their mindset
Mm-hmm.
to where a switch is flipped
Right.
and they completely shift into a different version of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
A
not
representative.
a representative.
Mm-hmm.
That's not always positive
Mm-hmm.
for a relationship, because business and pleasure are two things that generally should not mix for various reasons
Mm-hmm.
that are incredibly valid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things to be mindful of as you navigate working with your spouse and
Mm-hmm.
your significant other. It's making sure you're aware of the situation, who you're talking to. Remember who you're talking to. Don't let's not get crazy here.
Right.
Like that is your wife. That's your husband. Let's not get crazy here, because wait a minute.
Right.
Hold up. Let's rein that back in a little bit. So that's why this is something that I really wanted to talk about, because the last episode that, as hopefully you've already seen, but if you're just now watching us for the first time, first of all, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Is the last episode we were talking about our post that we designed together, and something that we had come to find a design that was mutually agreed upon for the both of us. And we got some input from our daughter, and she gave us some feedback that, it could be something that we could potentially change going forward. And we were having the discussion of, is it something that we should change, and what would be our reasoning to not change it? Which made me want to talk about our creative process, our collaborative creative process.
Yeah.
In this episode, because it largely is something that is collaborative. It's something that we work on together. And with that being the case, it's important to talk about what that actually looks like. Because people will see these posts and they'll see, oh, it's so beautiful, and it's just another thing that they're looking at throughout their day, where they're used to seeing couples together. Oh, this is another little couple thing, and they're seeing it for what it is, but they're not seeing what goes into making it.
Right.
They're not getting the opportunity to see the behind the scenes.
Right.
Those conversations that take place before it reaches you all. It has to go through us. And we have to be able to be in a space of peace with each other and with what we're creating, to give the best versions of ourselves and the most authentic versions of ourselves to you all. Yeah.
Yep.
Anything you would like to add to that, wife?
Well, what is going on with my voice? So one thing that I was thinking though is I've heard people say, like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine working with my husband or wife, because they're ready to get away. Like, they need that time apart.
Yeah.
And it's like, I now spend all my hours with you, and and people also noticed that during COVID, like when they were forced to be in the house, it broke up a lot of people.
It absolutely did.
And I mean, that's unfortunate, and I actually don't even know what my point was. It was just a thought that came across my mind about the similarity of what we're talking about. And I enjoy working with you.
I enjoy working with you.
And I know that, the time during COVID, like I COVID or no COVID, I want to spend my hours with you.
Same.
It's a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel like it did make sense you're bringing in the comparison of it, because that was something that was largely foreign to a lot of people. What is our norm? And the fact of the matter is, it was something that wasn't a choice for them.
Right.
It's something we chose.
Right.
And continue to choose, because we enjoy who we are when we're with each other. We enjoy sharing space with one another. We enjoy interacting with one another. We enjoy just being with each other. And now creating with each other has been something that we've been able to add to our love.
Yeah.
And it's been overwhelmingly positive and beautiful to experience, for sure.
Agreed. I hope y'all get to experience something like it. It'd have to be. I was about to say, if not it, but I mean, you can't be us. But you can have something very similar. You can have real love.
Yeah. And whatever that version of mutual intentional love looks like for you, what it is that you desire it to be. We hope that you can achieve what it is that you desire to have for your own life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, as always, everybody, thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again next week. And stay well and prosper, everybody. Peace.
Thanks for making it to the end.
And as always, much appreciation for all your support.
If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, comment, and share.
Across all platforms. And as always, everybody, stay well and prosper. Peace.